Hello everybody and welcome to Car Confections. Now we're standing out here in the middle of the night, not just for any vehicle, but this is the all new Volkswagen Tiguan. This of course is a very important vehicle to the brand. It's in the most popular segment in America, the compact SUV segment. And I have to say there is some really impressive lighting, especially considering this vehicle's price tag. So without further ado, that's what we're going to be diving into in this video. Now, we'll first start by talking about what happens when you approach the vehicle. So this vehicle does surprisingly actually have approach lighting. So when you get in the vicinity of the vehicle, we'll go ahead and turn on the lights. Now, I have been kind of standing close by, so that's why it's not automatically doing it. But if I hit the unlock button, it will go ahead and start the sequence that it normally does just automatically when you approach the vehicle. As you can see, it's a very fancy sequence. The Volkswagen logo illuminates up here in the front. It kind of sweeps into the headlight. The headlight will go ahead and turn on, and you have that full light bar all the way across the front. It's also going to do the same thing for the rear as well, because we have an illuminated logo back there. Additionally, check this out, guys. We have a really cool puddle lamp that has the Volkswagen logo illuminated there with a cool design on board. Really certainly wasn't expecting to see all of those fancy lighting elements in this vehicle segment, that's for sure. And in addition to that, when we grab behind the door handle, you'll notice that we have illumination, not just for the front doors, but also for the rear door handles as well. So really just about as much premium lighting as you can expect on any vehicle is on this Tiguan when you walk up to it initially. Now, there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about in the inside as well. We want to go ahead and begin, though, by looking at all of the exterior lighting. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it up, and then we'll get into the interior later. So let's start out here with the exterior design. Now, of course, this vehicle has an all-new exterior. I think it's a very classy look overall. It's very much Audi-esque in its overall design language. And as far as the lighting is concerned, that, of course, is a pretty integral part of this new Tiguan. Now, it is worth noting that we have the fully loaded example, so we have the very premium lighting up here in the front. Breaking that down, let's start with the headlight itself. So we have projector LED headlights, and they're not just projector for the low beam, they're actually also projector for the high beam as well. These are very bright headlights, and I'll talk a little bit more about the performance when we get inside the cabin. Additionally, these are cornering lamps as well. So as you go around corners, the headlight will actually actively bend so you can illuminate those corners and see where you're going. Additionally, we have the light bar that goes all the way across the front. Very prominently, we have the illuminated Volkswagen logo right there front and center. And then over here on this headlight, you'll be able to see the turn signal indicator, which is LED and finished in a nice amber color up here in the front. Now at the side, we have very nice looking wheels. Of course, is the fully loaded example. And as far as your mirrors are concerned, we have heating and blind spot monitoring, even power folding, but you're not going to get things like auto dimming. You will pretty much have to get an Audi to get auto dimming, as you might expect. And of course, here at the side, this vehicle is, riding on a completely new platform. And if you're curious as to, learning all about this vehicle, we do have a daytime review. This is going to be pretty much exclusively focused on the lighting of the Tiguan. So you can go ahead and check out our daytime review if you want to know all the details. Now, as far as the lighting here in the rear, this thing looks absolutely fantastic here at night. We have the full-length tail light here in the back, and it's going to also have some very premium lighting elements. These are fully LED taillights. All of your accenting is LED. Like I said, it also animates as you approach the vehicle. And then down here in the lower part, this is where your turn signal and your reverse light are going to be, and they're both going to be LED as well. You can see the illuminated Volkswagen logo right here in the nice red color. All of our license plate lighting is LED, and then you can see that turn signal over there on the right side in the nice amber color. Dropping down, there's no exposed exhaust outlets, and let's go ahead and check out to the cargo area and see what you'll find back here. As far as the lighting is concerned, happy to tell you that Volkswagen didn't cheap out on this either. We have LED illumination on both the sides, so it really illuminates this cargo area very nicely. You can easily see what you're doing here in the cargo area even at nighttime. But I'm sure you guys are very curious as to what the interior is like, so we need to check that out. But first, if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We started young, and since then, we've reviewed over 2,000 cars at every price point.
No matter what you're looking for, from our long-term vehicle videos to our side-by-side comparisons, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family.
Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars.
But let's go ahead and check out the interior. So as I approach the vehicle and unlock it, you will, of course, notice that we have, the dome lighting come on. It's all going to be full LED, so it's extremely bright getting inside of this cabin. It honestly seems like you're in the daytime. You're going to be able to see absolutely everything with those bright LED lights. Let me go ahead and hop inside. Shut up the door, and I'll go ahead and fire it up. Now, as I fire it up, I do want to, point your attention out the windshield, because these headlights do have a pretty cool animation as you fire the vehicle up. It kind of like twinkles. It's a nice, cool touch. Yeah. So as you can see, it's just kind of showing off for you. Typically, you don't see anything like that unless you get a luxury vehicle, so I'm very happy to see that here on the Tiguan. But let's go ahead and start talking about some of the individual details. Now that we're in a first-person perspective, let's go ahead and start talking about these headlights. As I said on the outside, these are projector LED headlights, and they have very good performance. You can see that on the screen right now, a clip of us driving down a country road. These are very good headlights. I love the cornering ability. Overall, it's honestly would embarrass several luxury cars that I can, think of that we've had for a full week. And, that's what your high beam looks like. I'll just turn it on there for you in person. Of course, this vehicle also has a head-up display that looks, of course, very crisp at nighttime. I can kind of zoom in on that for you. It even has information about the vehicles in front of you. And then coming back to the gauge cluster, we have a digital setup. It has a ton of different designs. The resolution on this is going to be pretty good. It's not the crispest display, but it is pretty good overall. And then coming back to the steering wheel, we have a nice Volkswagen steering wheel. It is, of course, heated, and all of your buttons are illuminated in a nice white color. As you can see, this is how you turn on the steering wheel heating right there. Now let's look over at the door trim, and really the thing I want to talk about with this door trim is all the ambient lighting. So I have to say my mouth almost hit the floor with the amount of ambient lighting in this vehicle for the price tag. The price on this one, by the way, is $41,000 fully loaded up, and we have really cool ambient lighting up in the upper part of the door trim. It's all in this lower part of the door trim, and then of course you have illumination for all of your window switches. The ambient lighting will continue straight through the dashboard all the way across the vehicle into the other door trim. It absolutely looks fantastic. I'm not going to lie, this embarrasses the vast majority of luxury cars that we test on the channel in terms of ambient lighting. And then you also have this cool light patch in front of the passenger here, and that's even going to have things like the R-Line branding illuminated at nighttime. Now, I do have the ambient lighting menu pulled up here on the main infotainment screen. As you can see, there are a ton of different colors that you can go through. You can also adjust things like the brightness. It's a very advanced ambient lighting system, so you have a ton of customizability to whatever you may want. And then you also have these little, they call them moods, so you can just quickly change between different moods in the vehicle to completely change your overall ambient lighting experience. I'll just kind of click through a couple of those real fast. I personally like the Desire. That sounds kind of weird, but I do like the blue color that one is. Now let me go ahead and take a look at the center console. Inside of here you have a decent amount of storage. There's not any illumination or anything like that, but we do have illuminated USB ports down here in the center area. The new Tiguan has this pretty cool dual function kind of Apple Watch looking thing, and this will function to actually be a physical volume knob, or you can also press down and kind of switch between all of those different ambient lighting modes and themes throughout the entire cabin. Now, as far as the shifter, that's actually going to be column mounted up here, so twist up for drive, back for reverse. When it comes to the backup camera, we have a 360-degree camera system. The resolution on this is okay. It's not the best resolution. At nighttime, it gets a little bit on the grainy side, but it's also kind of grainy in the daytime. So overall, you have a pretty decent backup camera, but not the best. Just press the P on the end for park. And then let's go ahead and talk about this main infotainment screen. So we've got a huge screen on board. I'm actually noticing there's a cat walking through our night review here. A 15-inch main infotainment screen. This thing really is impressive, honestly. It's super large, high resolution as well, and everything is very snappy. So you can just kind of press around the system and everything works well. It also really just has a lot better functionality than most systems. It's also going to have things like wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto as well. And then down in the very bottom, this is how you adjust the temperature. You just kind of swipe on this little slider panel. You have heated and ventilated seats as well. Now coming up, we have an auto-dimming interior mirror. Of course, that's important for a night review. And then up at the very top panel, we have all of this. So we have like a kind of a nice rectangular like LED tracing around the actual light itself. If you want to turn it on, you just tap on it, and like I mentioned earlier, these are super bright LED lights. They really illuminate the cabin nicely. For the sun visor, we also have LED illumination for the mirror. And then we have a panoramic moonroof up here at the top. As you can see, all of that is going to be illuminated easily at nighttime, so you can open things up like that with ease. Now let's go ahead and check out the rear seat area of the Tiguan. As you can see, heading into the rear, you have those bright LED illumination lights up at the ceiling area. And let's go ahead and climb back here. By the way, I do absolutely love these brown quilted leather seats. These are really fantastic looking in the daytime. There are also massaging seats up in the front of the cabin, which is very rare for this segment too. Now there's a full interior view of what it looks like with the red ambient lighting. And then here in the center section, we have our own climate controls because this vehicle has 3-zone climate, and we also have heated back seats as well. Illuminated USB ports. And then what about the ambient lighting? Well, honestly, I'm surprised to tell you that they didn't cheap out on that, and you still do have quite a bit of ambient lighting here in the back door trim. Like I said, we review a lot of cars, and we do a lot of night videos, guys, and a lot of luxury cars would have a completely embarrassed cabin compared to this when it comes to the nighttime lighting. I can definitely think of several luxury brands that just don't put nearly as much effort as Volkswagen has done on this vehicle that cost only about $40,000, so color me impressed. And guys, that's going to be it for our night review of the all-new Volkswagen Tiguan. If you enjoyed watching this night review, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, you're going to help us to make more videos like this. That's actually how we get these vehicles to do night reviews, is by you subscribing. You tell the manufacturer that it's very important to you to have this type of content. If you're looking to buy a Volkswagen Tiguan or any new vehicle, we'd also like to encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. The reason you do that is because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, as well as things like our monthly payment tool, you can find a link to that in our video description, as well as a pinned comment down below. Guys, that's going to be all for this video. Once again, I do want to encourage you to check out our daytime review if you want to learn all about this car. And we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies. Thanks for your support.